How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Hope you're all doing well. Quick little pickups video today, some unexpected items that I have picked up. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Now, I was going to take a little trip, a vacation. I was planning on it towards the end of February, but there's just certain things beyond my control. The trip never materialized. There's a combination of a few things. Right now, the Canadian dollar is really weak. The economy is not very good right now. A lot of economical uncertainty. We've got tariffs in the distance here looming, set to take effect at the beginning of March. There's just a lot of bad stuff going on right now in Canada. So I figured it's not really, I don't feel like it's really the right time to take a trip, if you know what I mean. So what I did as a consolation prize, I said, fuck it, I'm going to go out and treat myself. If I'm not taking a vacation, if I'm not going to spend $2,500 and take a vacation, I'll spend a couple $100 and treat myself on some gaming paraphernalia. So here we go. So I went to the pawn shop a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I saw these items there, and I went back and thank God the items were there today, so I picked them up. So the first thing I picked up here, it was $5, was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now this is for the Xbox 360. And the reason why I picked this up, I've never played a Modern Warfare game. But I've been on a Steelbook kick lately. I picked up quite a few Steelbooks for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And this was only $4.99. So I said, I'm definitely going to pick it up. The steel case, the steel case is a little bit tattered, some scratches on it, some dents, but that's okay. At the end of the day, I wanted it for the 360 version so that I can play it via backwards compatibility on my Series X. I believe it's backwards compatible. Now, for $19.99 at the pawn shop, they had the big box version of this for the PS3, and it was really cool. I took a look at it. It came with all this special stuff inside. I think it was like a pre-order limited edition. It was only $20, and the steelbook was mint. But I didn't pick it up. I thought about it, but I didn't, because I don't have room for these big box collectibles. I'm not that big of a fan of Call of Duty. And the PS3 version, I would have to, unfortunately, play it on the PS3, whereas this version, I can play it on the Xbox Series X. So that was why I ended up going with this version. So does it suck that the steelbook's a little bit beat up? Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, when it's on the shelf, it's not going to really matter, right? So that was a cool pickup, $5. And this here I've been thinking about over the last couple of days, and I'm going to try to explain to you guys my thoughts on this. So, a quick story on the Xbox 360. When I got back into gaming, I was given an Xbox 360, an arcade model, the OG Xbox 360, the white arcade model. And I had that for a couple of years, maybe a year or two, before I ended up spending my bonus from the place I was working at the time, the bonus I got on a brand new Xbox 360 Piano Black, the slim model at Walmart. They had just come out. 250 gigabyte model. I bought it brand new, and that was back in 2010. I believe it was 2010. I still have that Xbox 360 to this day. It still runs. I haven't had any issues with it, knock on wood. I can't say the same about that arcade model 360 that I gave to a friend of mine at the time. He got the red ring of death shortly thereafter. I think he might have repaired it, but all that being said, I've had really good luck with my Xbox 360 Piano Black Slim model. That being said, I bought another Xbox 360 Piano Black Slim model. I actually have three of them, to be honest with you. One of them is like a matte black finish, and the other one's piano black, but the touch button on the front, it's something's fucked up on it. So I think as far as long-term reliability is concerned, I think although I really like the Xbox 360, the slim model, that touch button on the front is a point of contention. Like that's gonna go after a while, because it seems like it's not really gonna last like a physical button would. Much like modern cars these days all use touch screens, whereas the old cars would have physical buttons. It's the same thing. It's not if, it's when a touch screen is gonna go out, right? So I ended up picking up, I've never had one of these before. I picked up an Xbox 360. Is this called the E model? Is it the E model? This was the last version of the 360 that came out. And you could get this with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Now, I didn't even check. There was two of them there, and I chose this one over the other one. They were both identical, except the other one was more scuffed up. I got home, and it doesn't look like the hard drive is in here, the one that you can put in. So I'm gonna check and see if the other Xbox model I have, if I can pop it in. But yeah, here, let me just take a look at this here. Yeah, see, it's not a big deal. I'll figure it out. But yeah, this model here, very similar in aesthetic to the original Xbox One. It's got a physical button on the front, right? So I think from a long-term reliability perspective, I think this is going to be the one to get. So if you haven't thought about it, or if you're thinking about getting one of these, now's the time. The pawn shop gave me a deal. They said you could have it with all the hookups and everything, and I don't know how much it was, $100, but they said if you want just the console bare bones without any hookups, we'll give it to you for $50. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So I'm going to put that away, and slowly I will acquire what is needed to get that console to run. And yeah, that's all there is. I'm just thinking about the future, long-term reliability. You know, you think about, you know, knock on wood, we're all still alive by then, but like 15, 20, 25 years from now, how many Xbox 360s and PS3s are still going to be running? I shun to think about the PS3, but the 360, I think the slim model and the E model, you might still be able to find them. But as far as the original white, the arcade consoles are concerned, it's rare to even see one of those now out in the wild. And if you do, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be working. Same with the original, the PS3, the fat model, which I still have mine, but it has the yellow light of death, so that needs to be repaired. So the last thing I picked up, I did talk about this in a previous video. I went back and I pulled the trigger on this. I'll explain to you guys in a minute why I did that. And that is the Gears of War 5 Xbox One X console. There it is. Yep. There it is. I have wanted this console for a long time. Back when I was shopping around for a One X, I settled on another limited edition One X that I picked up, the Hyperspace console, which is really cool as well, but it's not as cool as this console here. So the pawn shop was asking $350 for this. No, $325. $325. A fraction of what it was brand new. And I said if I pick up this Xbox 360 E model, I said, would you sell me this for $300? And they agreed. So I ended up getting it for $300. And it's cool. It is cool. I thought this would be more of like a hologram. Not really, but even the back has a neat little graphic on it as well. Yeah, it's awesome. So like, I don't plan on using this anytime soon, but like, even as just a piece of art, it's awesome. The way it's etched. And the Xbox One X, the Gears 4 console, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's red and it's got claw marks on it. I passed up on that one on numerous occasions, and I always wanted to have that one. I think that's nicer than this one. But this one's nice. This is one of, if not the nicest Xbox One X console you can get. And the thing is you guys laugh now, but I bet you a couple of years from now, these limited edition consoles are going to start to become more collectible and more desirable. We're already starting to see it. You know, the Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox One X, that is another one. If you guys see it out there in the wild, you might want to pick that up. Pay a little bit for it now and sit on it. I'm not saying I bought this strictly as a tangible investment. I'd like to get like a glass cabinet and maybe put in my limited edition Xbox consoles that I have, but I just thought to myself, I have to have it. I've always wanted it. When am I ever going to see it again? I looked around for one when I wanted one and I couldn't find one. Now there's one staring right at me for $300. I might as well just buy it. Fuck it. It's amazing. It is unbelievable. Xbox went above and beyond with this variant. More so than any other console that was around. Like even Sony could throw them in there with their limited edition PS4s. I think this takes the cake. I don't really care much for the look of the controller that came with it, to be honest with you. I don't really care for this. But there is interesting to note, there is a grip on the back that is very similar to the Pro controller of the era, which I've never seen on any other Xbox One controller. So that's pretty, I think that's unique to this console as well. I haven't even played Gears 5. It looks really good. I have not played it. That's the one where half the game you're playing as Dom and the other half you're playing as a female protagonist, if I'm not mistaken. So I could pick up that game for next to nothing. But again, I got way too many other games on the go. One of these days I'll get to it. But, you know, I was thinking about upgrading my Series X console to the new one that's out, the 2TB Series X with the green splattered dots all over it. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I've reached out to a buddy of mine to see if he wants to perhaps buy or purchase my Xbox Series X console. If he gets back to me, if he wants it, I may turn around and buy a new Series X. I don't know. We'll see. But this is my little consolation prize. You know, you laugh. I spent almost $400 on this stuff, but like, that's a drop of water in the bucket. I spend more than that, double that, just doing maintenance and repairs in my car, at least recently. So I know on my GTI, one of the skirts on the vehicle was cracked. I bought it like that, so I got it fixed. It's just aesthetics, but I got it fixed. And that piece of trim from Volkswagen was over $700. Can you believe that? So yeah, so this is awesome. Definitely a want, not a need. But I don't regret buying it. I really don't. It's a beautiful, it's a piece of art. It is. Because if you have it up like this, you wouldn't even know it's a console. It's just like, wow. It's awesome. So that's it. I'll cut it off there. I'm knee deep in Act 3 of The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. So I will have a review out for you guys shortly. I'm going to try to get it out by Friday, if not, hopefully Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, I've got lots to say on The Witcher 3. A 42-year-old's perspective on a game that came out over a decade ago. Better late than never. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of my latest hardware pickups? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.